Oh man, I wish I grew up in the Flintstones.
Yeah, I know. Don't we all?
And their subjugation of all the dinosaurs.
Hell yeah!
But then you'd have to use your feet
It's
as
a
brakes in
living.
your car. Like, imagine that. You're going over a pothole, you stick your foot down, and, like, you break your foot off.
Do you
Like, your foot
think
just, like,
they're
stays behind.
really going longer or faster than, like, 5 miles an hour in those
They
things?
definitely were on the Flintstones. They were, Flintstones fucking
You started
hustling
it
in
with
that
your
thing.
feet.
Him and fucking Barney were getting up to, like, 90 on the freeway. Hitting ramps off of Brontosaurus burgers.
They were
Too
they
fast,
were,
too Flintstone.
Oh man!
Quick, Bonnie, we gotta catch Usain Bolt.
Okay, Fred.
What's your favorite scary movie?
I'm your number one fan.
We all go a little mad sometimes.
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
They're coming to get you, Barbara. They all flow down here.
What's blood for, if not for shedding?
Look at me, Damien. It's all for you.
Here's Johnny!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to John Hates Movies, the movie review podcast where my friends prevent me from breaking out into a spontaneous musical number that lasts about 5 years too long, and instead forces me to watch movies. This week, we have with us Eric Largent.
Tally ho.
We have James Barra.
Hey, Gallivant was a good show.
And returning to sit in the hot seat is Chris Arsenault.
So at some point during this movie, it turned into Resident Evil.
So I was wondering what you guys were going to do because we couldn't really quote this movie.
Yeah, no. None of
My
us really
Spanish
speak
is
Valencio.
Valencio. And I am your host, Jonathan Barrup, and this week, for our Spooktober selection, boy, I'll get to it, but this was something. This certainly was something. Yes, James will go first.
What was the movie, first off?
But let's talk about what the movie actually was.
Yeah.
The movie is titled Witching and Bitching.
The Spanish language title was Witches of the Galahara or something.
Witches of Zugarumba.
Yeah, Zugarumba.
Zugarumba.
Wait,
think the
Roombas
English
are witches?
I think the Anglified title was actually fairly accurate. But let's just give a quick description
There
here.
was a lot of bitching in this movie.
Yes, there was. In this heist film turned horror fest, a gang of thieves lands in a coven of witches who are preparing for an ancient ritual and need a sacrifice. Starring Hugo Silva, Mario Casas, Pepon Nieto, and directed by Alex de la Iglesia? Iglesia. I'm gonna go with Iglesia.
Alexa de la Iglesia.
I gotta say that there was another actor in this, Carolina Bang, I think her name was.
Yep. The very elegant named Carolina Bang.
Yes. Just had to make special mention of that because it was. I saw that and I was like, really?
Hold on, guys. I have to check some websites for some videos. If she is who I think she is.
All right.
No.
Oh, okay. Never mind. I don't.
I checked earlier.
So, James, you brought this to us, so why don't you start us off?
First off, James, why did you pick this movie?
Okay.
Not that I hate the Spanish language, but I hate the Spanish language.
Trump's 2016?
That's right. For those of you who are listening and are curious, this movie is subtitled. So just a heads up, if you're not into reading, This isn't for you.
Yeah, if you want to look at your phone while you're watching the movie, you can't do it.
Nope, not possible. You know why I chose this movie? Because I have such a great track record with picking foreign language movies for this podcast. That's why.
Oh.
No, okay. All right. So here's my review of it, pretty much. I can't speak for the rest of these guys because I'm pretty sure they're going to be all over the fucking map. I personally give this movie a strong C+. This movie, in quality terms, reminds me a lot of Death Becomes Her, because it's not as interesting as it should be. It's funny, but not as funny as it should be. It's dark, but not as dark as it should be. And it's bad, but it's not bad enough to be good. And all the best parts were in the trailer.
I'm going to concur on all the best parts
Yes,
in the trailer.
100%.
Yeah.
So I saw the trailer because I was like, I swear I've seen like I saw it on Netflix when I was browsing the horrors, and I was like, I swear I've saw something like this on Reddit or something, and I checked out the trailer, and I was like, holy shit, this movie looks balls nuts.
It looked like Jesus was actually a character, not just
Yeah.
somebody dressed
I
as
know.
Jesus.
I
I was so disappointed when it was just a guy dressed as Jesus, but it wasn't Jesus fighting witches.
I know, it's so disappointing.
Obviously, you'll have to watch Jesus Christ Vampire Hunter.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, I've heard that one is just boring.
Oh, that's
it's
terrible.
It's a pretty good movie.
Oh,
I mean,
fight.
for a terrible movie, it's a good
Okay,
movie.
yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
because here's the thing with the podcast. This type of movie is the worst type of movie to do for a podcast. Because it's passable as a movie. And it's just okay. And I think a few people here are going to be very passionate about a few moments in it, but it's not really going to inspire the kind of passion that you really kind of want in a podcast. You either want something like really bad but enjoyable like Wolf Cop, or something fucking great like Wolf of Wall Street or something.
So what you're saying is next we should do Dances with Wolves.
Yeah, something like yeah.
Something with wolves, obviously,
One
is what
or
he's
the
getting
other,
at.
yeah.
Because, if it doesn't have wolf in the title,
How about White Fang?
Oh, I just noticed. I didn't
No,
even realize I
no.
did that. Fine.
it doesn't
then.
have wolf in the title.
Yeah. Okay. So
Welcome to Wolfcast,
Yeah.
where we wolf, 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 wolf.
The Wolfcast.
Wolf.
The Wolf in it.
Wolf.
John said Wolfcast.
there is no word called wolf. There is no word that is wolf. It's wolf.
Yes, there is.
Wolf.
Wolf.
We're from Michigan. They're called wolves.
No, they're not. It's a wolf. I'm from Michigan.
Well, then you got
It's
to
like, what's a doggo? A big pupper. What's a pupper? A small doggo.
All right. So the worst part about it is that because it was made confidently enough, I can't really think of how to make this movie better. But
I've got a few ideas.
yeah, I'd love to hear them. But like I was saying, it's okay. When it started out, you had like the three witches, and like if you know anything about witch lore, there's always like the Coven of Three. There's
Yes.
the maiden, the mother, and the crone.
Uh-huh.
And I thought that when they introduced the three in the beginning, that they were going to be like good witches, and there was going to be like a whole group of bad witches, and it would kind of really more be like the good witches fight. Like, they meet up with the bandits or whatever, something like that, and befriend them, or, form an uneasy alliance or something like that. That would have been a little more interesting than what we got. Yeah, it's pretty much From Dusk Till Dawn, but both of those movies fairly shitty. So
This is From Dusk Till Dawn.
yeah, same plot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just witches instead of vampires.
Uh-huh.
and yet witches with very vampiric like
Like they're crawling on the
powers.
walls and shit.
Yeah.
crawling on walls, super
Zombies.
strength.
Yeah.
That's one of the things that I really hate about supernatural films is that if you get more than, say, 5 of a specific creature, that creature suddenly always becomes a zombie.
Yeah, because there's like hordes of them.
I mean, that's just the general rule.
Yeah, so like I don't know, there were like a couple points that made me laugh, but it didn't make me laugh as much as I felt it should have. And honestly, like if that didn't happen, I think that maybe you can cut out some of the shitty Matrix fights at the end. I mean, that was stupid.
You could have cut out the whole end.
Yeah.
But I'll get
Which
into it.
A lot of the ending didn't make any fucking sense. And one of probably my favorite thing about the ending not making sense was that, like, the main characters escape from the witch's cave, and they're all running away from, like, a herd of witches and stuff like that. And I feel like the scriptwriters were like, they wrote the script, and then they got to that actually filming that part in the movie, and they were like, oh shit, yeah, witches aren't stopped by sunlight. How?
So they cut to 1 month later.
Yeah, they're just like
Problem
running away
solved.
from a crowd, and I'm like sitting there thinking, how are they going to get out of this? Because they can't run forever, and they just
Apparently they did.
fade out and cut.
Because we all know that witches eventually just give up.
Yeah, that must be it. Honestly, it's like they saw this in Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You have a car drive by on the road or truck, and then they jump in the back of a truck and speed away, and that's it.
And then get murdered again.
Yeah, to get murdered later or something. That being said, like a few of the things, like the really old witch lady, whoever played her, was
A dude.
it was a dude.
There were a bunch of dudes and dragons.
Yeah.
There were
Oh, okay.
several, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Which I thought was actually pretty funny.
Yeah.
I did
Yeah.
Well,
too.
so there were two.
And although it did took me like half the movie to realize that the mom was actually a dude.
The grandmother, you mean?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
grandmother.
Because I honestly, like, I liked her character, and I was like, I'm not really hating her. Like, this is just, I don't know. It seemed like a bad characterization of that person or whatever the fuck. But I was like, I'm actually having fun watching her do things. And at the very end, when she's like, they're gonna live a normal life now and get killed bit by bit, I was like, I laughed at that. That was kind of funny. But other than that, like I said,
Actually, they said when they are drowning in happiness, they will come back to us.
yes.
Which makes the least amount of sense.
Oh, it makes total sense to me. Because
Please explain, James.
when you've got like a normal, comfortable life, you long for adventure. And adventure
so you
means
take
danger.
a vacation.
You take a vacation to bust
You
up
go
some
to
witches.
Disney World.
You go to Disneyland just like Louis wanted to.
Yeah. I honestly don't get how the fuck they got away with robbing that store anyway. All the fucking cops knew
Obviously,
who
they
were.
literally ran across the border.
Yeah.
That's what they were going for the whole time.
Paris doesn't have extradition with Spain?
No.
Really?
Yeah, no, they're both part of the European Union.
I know. It's like, come on.
James, did you not watch the movie? It said 1 month later.
Right. Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. That's how it explained them getting away and then cutting to the play.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Everything happened in that 1 month that sorted them out, and not only sorted them out, but allowed them to keep all of their money.
Yep.
And apparently cut the cops in on it.
Yep. Yeah.
But
All of that
to
completely
be
unexplained, but hey, let's happy
to be
ending.
fair, if you all went through that experience, I think at that point you kind of gotta be like, I'm gonna give you a go on this one.
Yeah.
You get a
Yeah.
pass.
Yeah, I think that's everything for me. It's just it's pretty disappointing. Just hoping for something more. Something I
Okay.
could really sink my teeth in.
Okay, James, I got something for your sorry ass.
All right, good.
Now, James, I've known you for a really long time, like a really long time.
Yeah.
Like,
Now apologize.
I never knew that you were a men's rights activist.
Oh God. Okay, yeah, that was the thing that I was thinking of that I missed.
I never
completely.
knew you were a men's rights
No.
activist. Like
No.
So
There was a
so
lot of
I'm not even
unchecked
gonna let you
women's
jump
hate,
into
yeah.
to
no-
defend
nobody
yourself.
else even so I'm not the only one that picked up on this.
Oh no, I
massive
picked up on
amount
that. I
of,
just
like,
blanked on it while I was
like-
trying to do my
Okay,
review, yeah.
okay,
Like-
hold on. Before we go down this road, I wanna know.
Uh-huh.
I did not think that it was serious.
No,
at
I didn't
all.
think it was.
No,
Like, I thought that
think
was
it was
part of the
joke, certainly, but it was blatant.
And it was
Oh, yeah.
like reoccurring again and again and again and again.
Yeah.
I was about to tear in.
No, I will not be accused of being a men's rights activist. You can accuse me of some horrible shit, but I do not vape and I do not MRA.
Do you MMA?
I will be accused of MMAing
Tell someone kicks
Like-
your ass.
like CM Punk, but
Okay, so the original title of this movie was The Witches of Zugarramundi, but when they translated it to English, nobody knows what Zugarramundi means because it's like the Salem of Spain. Like that's where the Basque witch trials happened. Like that's so like the English version would be the Witches of Salem, but this is the Spanish. So,
I think it would still work as the Witches of Zugarramundi.
If I recall,
people here don't know
Salem had hotter witches.
Okay, but when they translated this for English, they called it witching and bitching because
that's funnier.
That's ultimately what this movie was.
Yes.
Is 100% complaining about how awful women are. I'm serious. The entire movie was complaining about how awful women are, and
which was not in the trailer. But okay, go.
I know, and P.S. that was obviously. I'm like,
give me a hard time. Yeah,
right.
Go ahead.
But like, so there are no women in this movie that are portrayed in a positive light at whatsoever.
Even the good one.
Like even the good one. Which one's a good one? The
Blonde
maiden?
Hair. Yeah.
Right, okay. So she was a crazy witch that couldn't with the shaved sides. No, the girl with the shaved sides.
Yeah, she had black hair in the beginning, blonde at the end.
Well,
I cover this.
Senora Bang, whatever her name was.
No, it wasn't.
No, that's
I
the
know,
actress.
but like her last name was Bang.
That's the actress.
Okay.
Yeah. Felicity Bang? I don't know.
All right, don't remember. Ms. Bang.
Yeah, but she was like, she almost killed the quote unquote protagonist of the movie because like
several times.
Right, because he wanted to like still have his son be a part of his life, and like she needed him to be like 100% for her and like not have the son around. Okay, so the only positive relationship that was in this movie that at the end of the movie we all feel good about is between two dudes.
Yeah.
The two cops. Like the only happy relationship in this movie is between two men. There is no happiness with women. Like that is exactly like, okay, I get it that they're trying to like do it. Maybe they're trying to do it facetiously. I don't know. It didn't really come across as a joke. Chris really wants to say something.
I was just going to say, two things. The relationship, he ends up with her, and that's not a bad relationship.
It is.
But I'm not going to defend that. What I was going to say is that, okay, you bring something to someone's attention, and sometimes they overreact. Now, if you're a normal person, maybe you yell, maybe you scream. But you take a little time, you understand. She's a witch and apparently has supernatural powers and almost brought the entire house down on him. Maybe she overreacted a little bit, but she came around, and at the end she said that...
She kept your brother locked up in the basement!
Hold on. No. She said that... Or was it? She says she understands his weakness. And that was literally alluding to him needing his son.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm just saying she accepted it.
And like, so like she gets out of the witch coven, and the mom, who like through the entire movie is 10,000% a reasonable person. Yeah. She like finds out that her son was along with her ex-husband in a jewelry store robbery, and they're now on the lam, and she's doing everything she can to find her son.
Yep.
And somehow she's a bad guy.
Yeah, she like instant. Yeah.
They witched her with frog juice.
Bewitched her. Yes. Well, that was not quite evident till like the very end when her eyes like went white.
Yeah.
And she just goes statuesque. Because I definitely questioned.
It wasn't evident when she was lying on the table and they were shoveling frog juice down her throat.
Well, I kind of thought she just got into the whole witch thing. I'm like, man, that went quick.
Yeah, I was thinking that we were going to have a Big Trouble in Little China thing again, where all the men were going to be like completely incapable, which they were.
Oh yeah.
And she was going to come by and save all their asses.
It would have been funny.
Yeah, a little tropish, but funny.
There was one, so I think there was a colloquialism in Spanish that just got translated verbatim, and we don't understand it. We weren't able to understand it, because when they're in the taxi and they're driving the getaway car, and they're talking about their encounters with beautiful women, the younger bank robber, who was the Green Army man, said like, oh yeah, one time I was in bed with a girl and like I couldn't make it happen, so I had to just cover her with blankets. Like, that was the literal translation. Like, I have no idea what that means.
Okay, no, he's saying she was too hot. I couldn't get it up, So I literally had to cover her so that I couldn't see how hot she was in order to get a hard on.
What? That makes no sense.
No, that makes total sense because
No,
like
it
if she's
doesn't.
like too hot, it's like too much pressure to perform.
In the context of a men's right activist, it makes perfect sense.
Stop it.
James, you're
Yes.
such a fucking scumbag.
Yes,
No.
women are responsible for James' erectile dysfunction.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
This is a debate somehow. They're certainly responsible for its function.
So they must therefore be responsible for its malfunction.
But seriously, okay, but in that scene, they were
Eat more
blaming it on women that they couldn't get it up. That's their 100% their problem, but they're blaming it on women.
I know. That was funny. That was
But
funny.
it's
Like they're just
funny.
bitching about women. It's-
Bitching
Yeah.
and bitching.
Right, I know.
So what you're saying is the title of the movie is accurate. There are witches, and there's witching and bitching. Yeah.
So
Yes.
The men are the
cut
bitches.
that out. 'Cause that
So
was
I
rambling.
did. Well, no, that'll stay in. But because I'm on a roll here. I didn't like the movie. I could have done without the 100-foot tall CGI pubic hair on the like fertility idol.
Yeah.
That, like it becomes animated at the end of the movie and becomes the ultimate evil. That's fucking insane.
Yeah.
I didn't want to see that. Like, I don't want to
Me
see it.
neither. Yeah.
Nobody wants that.
No.
Like, it's just awful. And I didn't like it. So, just like last week, before I watched this movie, I definitely watched season 1, episode 2 of Cheers. Cheers is a fucking good show. It's
Yeah.
really good. I've only seen like a couple reruns of Cheers ever. Like, I've never actually like sat down and watched Cheers before. So like this is all good. I had completely forgotten about Coach. Coach is amazing. I love Coach.
Mhm.
But in season 1, episode 2 of Cheers, a patron comes into the bar in like some real distress, and he wants to talk to Gus, the previous owner of the bar, and Gus isn't around. So Coach has to like step up to the plate and be the shoulder that this patron can like tell all of his troubles to. And the patron's like, yeah, my son, he brought a his partner that he brought home is black. And Coach was like, oh, that's, well, you'll get over it. And he was like, yeah, he's a nice black kid. And then Coach was like, bro, it's a dude. But then so like he has to like shake it off, and like he says something like offhand like, well, what are you gonna do? And the patron goes, so what you're saying is I need to accept my son for who he is if I still want him to be a part of my life, because I do care about him a lot. So I just need to accept my son for who he is. And Coach is like, well, I guess, yeah. And the guy's like, thank you, Coach, and like goes back out and like is loving his gay son. Okay. So like Cheers
1982.
Right.
Wow.
Cheers
Wow.
had it 100% on the nose, like in 1982, like perfect. Like they, you can be like, it doesn't matter how you feel about your son's lifestyle. You love him, so you need to accept it because you want him to be part of your life. So I got good vibes last night, but not from the movie we watched. I got it from Cheers and Coach being a good guy and talking to people. So listeners, next week I'm going to be watching season 1, episode 3 of Cheers. So if you want to follow along, do it with me.
Well, you should be watching these after the movie.
No!
Then, if they,
Palate cleanser,
No.
yeah.
Oh, you want those vibes to carry you through like a gentle surfboard
I
in
don't
the
know.
night?
So like we talked about it last week. I get home like from hanging out with friends, and like I'm not ready to just jump right into the movie.
Gotcha.
So like I watch an episode of so like the last 2 weeks I've watched an episode of Cheers, and it's been great. So
Nice.
I feel like I'm going to keep doing this.
Nice sorbet.
Yeah.
So,
A nice little crisp, refreshing.
so
episode
Cheers
of
from
Cheers.
1982 got it right, but Witching and Bitching from 2013
So
fucking shat the bed.
It's a men's right activist movie.
Alrighty.
That's what I'm saying. Like Cheers.
So what you're saying is that the Spanish are basically Neanderthals.
I didn't say that.
All right.
I said.
Yeah.
I said Jorge.
Would you call them hairy machismo machines?
No. James and Jorge Guerra Hechevarria, the guy that wrote this movie, are both scumbag MRAs. and thus ends my review.
All right. Chris, what do you got for us?
Again, mixing up me and Eric.
I don't. Come on, let's just move on.
All right.
I know who you guys are. I know what time it is.
So, I'd like to actually talk about the movie, not around the movie, like James and Eric.
What?
Yeah, I totally. Yeah.
There are several lessons learned from this movie.
Yes.
Firstly, don't help people at night.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's a good
Secondly, feminism doesn't work. Hold on. Third, stealing is good.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the lessons learned.
Oh, no. You forgot the fourth lesson.
What's the fourth lesson?
Chicks dig beards.
Was that a thing in this movie?
I didn't go
She
straight
definitely
to that,
didn't
but
go for the dude who plays Doctor. I went for the guy who plays Grand Theft Auto.
Hey, and Monster Hunter. I was super impressed by that.
But-
that made me laugh.
And FIFA. I played FIFA.
I
and
definitely had some nitpicky moments, like, what we already discussed. Suddenly these witches are enhanced with supernatural abilities well beyond, just like crawling on walls and
Yes.
super strength. And I mean, wasn't expecting that. There's no rationale for it. Obviously the when the movie turned into like Resident Evil with the giant matriarch thing, and it's like a boss battle.
Yes. Yes.
And of course, taking possession of the mother so that she would allow them to sacrifice the kid and let him get shat out by the giant Resident Evil edition matriarch.
Yeah, well,
So gross.
That was so fucked up. I was not sure how that was going to play out.
He didn't get shit out. He got birthed.
Yeah, well, just
that was
saying,
birthed.
that's not what it looked like.
No, he got birthed.
That's what they said, but that's not what it looked like. That's not how it works. If you go in the mouth, that's not where you come out.
That's what it was.
Tell
implied.
me I'm wrong. Yeah, I know what was implied. I think they were cleaning it up for, he didn't get shit out. He's our savior. You don't shit out the savior. You rebirth the savior. I had a huge problem with the mother allowing this all to happen until, like I said, it finally clicked that they bewitched her. And apparently I missed when they were force feeding her frog juice.
Yeah, because they were talking about their cousin and how he was working at an accounting firm.
Yeah, it was so confusing to me. Because I thought she's just getting along with them. The fucked up thing is that all these guys are complete idiots.
Yep.
And even when it seems like there's no reason it shouldn't have worked out for them, like, the small things, it totally goes wrong. And then when it nowhere near should work out for them, it totally does. Then obviously, like I said, they run away from the witches, because as we all know, witches give up. Because witching goes nowhere, like feminism.
Oh, Jesus, Chris.
They started arguing about how to witch correctly.
I'm just saying, I'm explaining the tone of the film. These are not my opinions.
Gotcha.
I know.
Okay.
I know.
That stated, I love women. In fact, the hot one lived. Was not expecting that. And yes, she had dark hair to begin with, and then went blonde, which all the more for my favor. I like blondes. But I love that cut, because as they're running away, I had no idea how the hell they were actually going to get away, because they no longer had any more vehicles around. They weren't like, it wasn't like, safety was just over the ridge 1 month later.
Yeah.
And the best part is, like, all of the main characters, whether they like each other or hate each other, are all sitting in the same room, because you know what this movie was really about? Caring for your kids.
Yep.
Oh boy.
They were all, it's like a divorced family. You might not like your ex, but if you care about your kid, you'll shut the fuck up and sit through the kid's performances and not start a fight. And I love that the movie was progressive enough to... I can't make it through that joke. That was progressive enough to have a same-sex couple happy at the end. Things were really working out for everyone. The thieves got their gold and got their money. The police officers got the gold and got the money. The witches were still witches and still could be all vengeful. Because here's the thing. Yeah, it seems like that's all witches really want to do. They want to be vengeful. Witches like to do trickery and be pains in the ass, you know. It's not like they're out there to help people. You know, they're in it for themselves. They're selfish, and they're always leaving hex bags and it's one thing to go after your enemy straight on, right? You know, it's honorable to attack someone face to face so they know it's coming, right?
Chris
witches
gets
don't
the newsletter.
do that.
All fair in witching and war.
In witching and bitching. I would say if this movie had one great flaw is that it was in Spanish.
That's its flaw, huh?
That's its flaw.
Jeez, oh Pete. Okay, I have to say it. I love the gay couple, not because, haha, they're gay, but it was hilarious because it was obvious that the older guy does not know how to handle a relationship.
Yeah.
And I love that they're going to go on vacation with Louis. That was the best. Let's go to Disneyland. I've never been. Let's charter a jet. See, money brings happiness.
Yeah, that's a true lesson.
That's a life lesson.
So many true lessons in this movie.
There were no true lessons in
I know. My skin falls off. It's the damp.
It's the damp.
Oh, God.
I'm sorry, my skin falls off.
So, yeah, Chris, you tied up?
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
I think I said everything that this movie meant to say.
I think you did.
I think you're actually right on about that.
So, I was so disappointed because this movie actually starts out pretty damn strong.
Yes, it does. It really does.
And I thought that we were going to have something really good here. I thought James had actually stumbled on a hidden gem.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was hoping.
I could get behind the bitching about women thing because I thought that was just kind of these characters and
they bitch so hard they convinced the taxi driver that he needs to
he needs to abandon his family.
That was actually
it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, and that's the thing is that I was just thinking to myself, okay, this is so ridiculous and so over the top that it's got to be a joke, right?
Yes.
And so that wasn't my problem with the movie. I could handle that, My problem was every scene in this movie is about 5 minutes too long.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
And that adds up when you have a ton of scenes.
Yep.
This movie dragged
Yes.
ass. There is no reason. It was like 2 hours and 15 minutes or something ridiculous.
You had
that.
to have
2
time.
Wow.
You had to have time
it was a
to
whole
read
2
the
hours.
subtitles.
Yeah, time to read the subtitles.
Yeah,
Have you ever watched Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon dubbed? That movie's too long. I'm making this. I'm actually trying to make a point here. That movie's too long when it's dubbed because you have all these scenes that are almost excruciatingly long. Whereas subtitled, at least for the English audience, you read through it, then you look up and see what's going on. It's like the perfect timing for reading through a movie.
I never actually took that into consideration, Chris. Like we film for Chinese audiences, maybe they create films for us in that respect as well.
Perhaps.
It's a possibility. I'll take that into advisement. But this was still too fucking long.
Oh, yes.
This movie
And in Spanish.
I'm fine with the Spanish. And that's the thing, is that there were beats, like James said, solid C+. This was a film of almosts. There was just tiny little, could have been funny, could have been scary, could have been awesome, could have been really good, and it ended up being none of these things. And It was such a shame because there were some really laugh out loud moments here. There was some good characterization on the part of the old grand lady. I thought she was hilarious.
Oh, yeah.
And all the guys that roll up on the witch mansion, by the time they get into the heart of their story, they are pretty well defined characters.
Yeah.
Actually,
Exactly.
No,
Yep, they're
they
well
really
defined
are.
For the
characters.
sake of storytelling, it didn't do a terrible job.
right?
No, that's what we're saying. That's why it's so disappointing, because it's like, come on, dude. You're almost there.
Yeah.
Well, that was the worst part about it, is that for the sake of storytelling, it didn't do a terrible job, but there wasn't really any story to tell there.
Uh-huh.
And that was the part that, or at least, I don't know, maybe if you took this movie and you recut it and you re-edited it and you tightened it up, it actually could have been better. Because there's a lot of running in this movie. They don't need to be going through all of the running. There's a lot of stuff in this movie that could just be straight up dropped.
It turned into a Scooby-Doo episode.
Yeah, I was expecting the Benny Hill theme to play.
It was very much a Scooby-Doo episode.
Like the kid escapes from the house. His mom passes him on the road.
Yeah,
his dad passes on the road, and then the witch rolls up and throws him in the back of the truck, and then they get back to the house. That scene, that scene's interesting, or it's kind of amusing.
It's chuckle is funny, but not haha.
It can be cut.
Right.
Yeah.
That can be straight up cut.
Or the digging for the musical number obviously could have been cut.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
The digging for the medallion and throwing it as a throwing star and setting one witch out of hundreds on fire.
Yeah.
No,
It was
completely
kind of
unnecessary.
funny, though, but it was unnecessary.
And
Yeah.
then the brother that was living underneath the house can be completely cut.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was weird.
Yeah.
I actually thought that was kind of funny.
Especially
Yeah, I
since,
liked it.
Yeah.
Especially since he seemed to be living under the bathroom of a pub or something.
Oh, he was the
Yeah.
person that was in the bathroom under the shack.
Was he the eyeball?
Yes.
He was the eyeball in the
Oh,
Yeah.
God,
Apparently I
that was
missed
so
that.
I know.
fucking creepy.
Okay. Yeah, here's the thing about this is that I like gross out humor. He was good gross out humor. The giant fucking fertility idol at the
that
end
was
was
bad.
bad gross out humor.
Gross out humor. Yeah.
Just like racist jokes, it actually has to be funny. You know?
Well, no, racist jokes
I don't
are never
really
funny.
understand why taking off the hat thing was
Yeah,
her-
why did that kill her?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Well,
I have no
mean,
idea.
Then she stumbled and fell into the fire, but it's
Well, but
why would she suddenly be stumbling and fall? Why would suddenly having light be making her flail? Cover. Well,
I don't know.
actually, she could have really used by covering
logic?
up. I'm just saying,
Which logic?
a little bit much
Yeah.
there.
It's super magic. Who the hell knows?
It's the iconic glowing button.
I mean, but I do have to say, there is one element here that was absolute pure genius, and that really was, we've mentioned it several times, was they were running away, and they just, the authors and the directors just gave the fuck up and just said, 1 month later. That was brilliant. That made me laugh out loud so hard.
When that was coming up, I was like, I expect what are they going to do? A cut to 1 month. Oh, they did, and I was actually really excited for that. I'm like, this is such a cheeky fucking move, but it worked.
And
so
where
hard.
are they at? A magic show. 'Cause that's just what happened. A magic trick.
Because why not?
That was a very questionable
So
magic
all in
show
all,
too.
all in all, this is another pass, and I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry we're bringing you these passes, but it just seems like there's slim pickings out there.
I agree. These bear-ups are bad at movies.
Yep. I mean, listeners, you could watch along with us, and
Your funeral.
feel our pain.
Yep.
Because wouldn't that be fun?
I would even be ready for more pain. That's the thing, is that these middle of the road things have just got to go, because there's just no way to fall on.
Yeah, there's got to be something to grab onto.
Yeah.
Well,
This was awful. I'm sorry, guys. This was really bad.
hey, the set construction was A+. Just like Death Becomes Her.
Come on. Come on, Eric. You don't like the Spanish jokes? All the jokes that they had, all those jokes?
No, I didn't.
Those funny jokes?
No,
That were in
That they
Spanish.
were really funny?
I didn't. No.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is our review of Bitching and Witching. We are going
Or
to take a
witching
short...
and bitching. But either way.
Whatever. Does it really matter at this point?
No.
Is
No.
anyone going to seek this out? No.
They
That's
are
right.
if they see the trailer and don't listen to the pod.
That's right.
The trailer lies.
Yeah.
The trailer is full of lies. So with that being said, we're going to take a short break, and we will be back with the game.
All right.
Yeah.
Tally-ho, John Hates Movies listeners. It's Eric Largent with a quick reminder of how you can find us. The best way to stay appraised of all of our activity is to follow us on Facebook at John Hates Movies. There we'll post all of our new episodes, as well as whatever we're feeling interested in at the moment. Please subscribe to us on your favorite podcast service, like iTunes, Stitcher, or Podcast and Radio Addict. If you subscribe to us on iTunes, please leave us a comment. We read every single one, and they're much appreciated. You can also follow us on Twitter at John Hates Movies, or follow me on Twitter at Eric Largent. Now, stay tuned for the game and find out what movie we get to watch next week. And if you're feeling adventurous, watch along with us and leave us a comment on Facebook telling us what you thought of the movie. Thank you for listening, and stay tuned for the game.
And we're back. That's right, ladies and gentlemen. It is now time for your favorite part and mine. It is now time for the game.
Aw, yeah.
That's right. So this week, as is tradition in John Hates Movies, the person who picks the movie runs the game, and that makes it James. What do you got for us?
Oh, yeah.
So the game is who can complain about women the best, right?
Yep.
Oh, Jesus.
The game is who can get kicked off Twitter first. And you get no points for going after Leslie Jones.
Ooh.
That's easy.
I'm just going to dress up like a clown and hang out by a roadside.
There you go.
Ooh. Yeah, that's a thing that is happening right now.
Yes.
Are they shooting real clowns or people dressed up as clowns?
Column A, column B.
All right, everybody. Since this is our second episode back, it's about time that we had some John Hates Movie trivia.
Hell yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Really what we're doing?
And this isn't just normal John Hates Movies trivia. It is rhyme time. So this movie is called The Witches of Zaramagundi or whatever the fuck. Which I feel like, I personally believe that could be translated into English just fine. You know, we don't need to know where Zaramagundi is. Just sounds cool. Anyway. So, for this one, I changed all the, well, not all of them. I've changed a number of movies we have reviewed on this podcast to rhyming names.
Okay.
And you have to guess which one it is. And I'm going to do buzzers because I got a shit ton. I got a pretty long list here. So we're going to do buzzers. So your name is your buzzer. Now, here's another thing. If you can come up with a name better than mine, just say stop and give it to me, and you can win extra points. If it's funny.
Okay. James is trying to read his own handwriting right now.
Oh, great. We're going to be here all night.
All right. No, because these are relatively in order, and I really don't want to make it that easy. All right. First one up. Chuggin' and Buggin'.
Eric.
Yeah.
Wolf Cop. Because, chugging beers.
Okay, I'll give you a hint. This one is about a revolution. Chuggin' and Buggin'.
Oh, Eric.
All right, Eric.
Convoy.
No.
Wait, does
do these
the
titles
rhyme with
with
the actual title?
No, they don't rhyme with the actual
okay,
title.
so this
So he's making he's turning all of the movies we watch into witching and bitching titles.
Yes.
Okay.
So
okay.
there is chugging in this movie, and there is also
bugging apparently.
well related.
All right, I'm not going to guess anymore.
Yeah, I'm out. I don't.
Snowpiercer, chugging, and they eat bugs.
Okay, sure,
Okay.
sure. Why not?
Here's an easier one. The Rooski is Looski.
Eric.
Eric.
The Hunt for Red October.
Yes.
Oh,
Ding, ding, ding,
Jesus.
ding, ding.
Okay, gotcha. God,
All right.
I was like, we didn't watch Rocky 4.
All right, this next one. This one was another Spooktober one. Woodsin for Goodsin.
John.
The
Leprechaun.
No. Woodsin. Woodsin for Goodsin.
Woodson isn't even a real word, so it could be the leprechaun. You don't know.
We never watched Cabin in the Woods, did we?
No.
Okay,
No.
good. Because, I was going to say, my memory's not that
You're
good. but-
you're in
Eric.
Yeah.
Tucker and Dale versus Evil.
Yes,
There you go.
Eric, another point.
Mm.
Yeah, because they're against evil, therefore
Oh, no,
they're
we get
for
it.
good.
We get it,
Woodson for
James.
Goodson.
Jesus. I'm gonna
All
eat a
I can
sandwich.
see is lamentable tragedy and this game.
All
Yeah,
right.
this ends in tears.
All right, Drinky McSinky.
What the fuck?
Drinky McSinky.
John.
John.
Leprechaun.
Chris,
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna go with grabbers.
Yes.
Oh,
Grabbers.
right.
All right. Okay, this next one should be easy. Baron and Aaron.
Chris.
Chris.
Convoy.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, okay, right, because there's a bear in these.
In the air. All right. Nessun and Lessons.
Oh, Eric, the Untouchables.
Yes.
Ah, nice.
Unbelievable. How am I so bad at this?
All right. Reppin' and Leppin'.
Chris.
Chris,
Leprechaun.
which one?
Which one did we watch?
We watched 2 of them.
4, 5, something.
Just say what the title is, the subtitle.
the one the
Well,
hood.
you just gave him the answer.
Welcome
It's the
to
only
the
one with a
hood.
subtitle.
Yeah.
Leprechaun didn't have one.
Yeah. All right. Sawin' and Mawin'.
John.
John.
Home Improvement.
Saw. Chainsaw. Sawin' and Mawin'. Maw.
Yeah.
Oh, John.
John.
Sharknado.
Yeah.
Oh.
Biting and fighting.
Chris.
John.
Yeah.
Roadhouse.
Nope.
Really?
Yeah,
Really?
John.
Yep.
Sharknado 2.
That's close. That's funny enough. I'll give it a point. I was thinking I was going to give the point that this was the straw that broke a person. Robert Carlyle, but Ravenous.
Oh.
Yeah.
Ravenous. Oh.
Okay.
I still say that's Roadhouse.
Killing and Brazilian.
Eric, City of God.
Jesus.
Oh. I've got a better title for that.
But
Lil Xan and Slayin.
sure. Give you an extra point for that.
I don't need it, but alright, yeah, whatever. That was just a joke extra title.
Rox's Boxes.
Oh, John.
Yeah.
Box Trolls.
Oh, close.
Eric Rocky.
Yeah.
John, I'm like
Rox's Boxes. Traveling, unraveling.
Chris.
John.
I think Chris got you on that.
God damn it, the John Candy one.
I need the name John. You got it?
Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
Yeah, all right.
That's bullshit.
Hey, you guys are tied now. Eric's fucking whomping both your asses, so. Sacks to the max.
John.
Chris. No,
John got that one first.
Got it.
What is it, John?
Mad Max.
Yeah. Slinging and blinging.
Shit.
Chris. Is
Chris.
that Wolf Cop?
Nah.
That
There's 2 kinds of people. Those who get this joke and those who don't.
Are you?
No.
one
That was
of
the hint.
them
That was a
and-
huge hint.
Yeah, Eric.
Yeah.
The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Yeah.
Well,
Oh.
Sling and gold.
Yeah.
And slinging. Yeah.
right,
Yep.
right.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Spooking and ooking.
Chris.
Yeah.
Adam's Family.
Yep. Tied with John.
Jesus.
Ookin.
Psychic and sidekick.
Chris.
Yeah.
Is that Thomas?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Oh.
Ooh.
Ah, Chris is coming up from behind
Yeah, he
here.
is.
Automata?
Odd Thomas.
Oh, Odd
Odd
Thomas.
Thomas.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
Sure, why not?
Cheesin' and wheezin'.
Chris.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's a good burger.
No.
Eric.
I'll give you a point for that.
He gets 3 points for that.
Yes,
we did. It was our first
Eric
episode.
Box Trolls.
Yes.
There you go.
But
But-
you don't have to give me a point for
No,
that. Yeah.
no. Respect and reflexin'.
Chris.
Yeah.
Is it Pain and Gain?
No, we didn't do Pain and
we
Gain.
never did that.
one.
We were always
we talked
going to.
and
but we
talked.
never did.
Okay.
Yeah.
I assumed it was one of the ones I missed. I'm sorry to give it away, ladies and gentlemen. I don't listen to the show anymore.
It's the one about weightlifting.
No.
John.
Yeah, John.
Oh.
Bigger, stronger, faster?
Nah. No.
Yeah, that's the name of it. but-
Reflex is respect and reflex and reflex.
John.
Yeah.
The Christmas episode.
No, okay. All right. A Big Trouble in Little China. I thought that would be easy.
Nope.
It's all in the reflexes.
Oh. It's all in the reflexes.
Riches and Stitches. This one's very general. So
The Christmas episode.
the bad guys were riches, and there were lots of stitches.
Pass.
No, nothing.
I don't know.
Okay, Roadhouse.
Okay.
Could be a better one for that if you guys think of one.
That was bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one. Swayze and Crazy.
Coolin and Brolin.
See, I was trying to think of something that rhymed with Fuddruckin'. Fuddruckin' and Truckin'. God damn it.
There you go.
All right. Hidin' and Sidin'. It's another Spooktober one.
Chris.
Yeah.
Housebound?
Yes.
Oh, see, I was
Oh,
gonna
now
say,
you're tied.
I was going to say Leprechaun 1 because they like fix up the house.
Oh, I forgot about that.
Well, but whatever.
Ooh, okay. This is the last one. This is a tiebreaker between Eric and Chris. Yeah, he just tied you up with that one.
Oh boy.
Palin with Alan.
Eric. Galaxy Quest.
Yes.
Home Improvement.
Oh man.
Damn. I wasn't even in the running in that one, and it's my own damn show. So
a good showing with 4 points.
yeah. So, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard it here. Eric is the winner of the game, and he gets to pick next week's movie.
So for next week, I'm going to pick a movie that I have never seen because obviously I haven't watched any horror movies. But this is apparently a classic in the horror genre. We are going to watch Stephen King's Children of the Corn. Has anybody else seen this movie?
No.
Nope.
This is actually one of the few that I have not seen.
So that works out pretty well.
Yep.
Yeah. Like we're all coming into this
Completely fresh. So
Yeah.
Nice.
Creme fraiche.
Creme corn.
Wheat sour cream. Nothing
Like
quite like it.
My favorite kind of corn is that like Mexican like corn cobs where they put like the creme fraiche on the outside of it, like with a bunch of butter and all
and
that.
some
Chili powder.
chili powder.
Oh yeah,
Ooh,
so
and
good.
mayonnaise.
so good.
Yeah.
It is very tasty. So that's right. You heard it here first. We are going to watch Children of the Corn. And maybe we'll come at you with some really fun corn recipes. Maybe.
Sounds pretty corny.
Oh.
The obvious joke is the best joke.
Get that joke out of the way because that's going to be all next week. I guarantee it.
Yeah, I'm putting a early moratorium on corny jokes.
I don't know. I think it's going to be amazing.
Oh, jeez. Good night, everybody.
Wow.
You're just going to pop off like that?
A great big thank you to our staff graphic artist, Tabby Walters, the Weekly Cast, and our listeners. You can listen to our podcast on iTunes, the Stitcher app, through YouTube, or directly on our website. Feel free to send us a movie review suggestion. Every third episode is Listener Appreciation, where we choose from your suggestions. You can reach us through social media, either by liking our Facebook page, John Hates Movies YouTube channel, or following our Twitter at John Hates Movies. Our music was composed by Kevin MacLeod. You can find this track and many more on his website, Incompetech.com. Thanks for listening, and tune in next week to hear someone say...
That's when I realized that this was like actually, a soft reboot for Meteor Man.